Hey there. In the last video I talked about enumerate function using which you can print both index and value at the same time, and you can in fact give a custom value also. You need not start always from the zero, the index from the zero. You can start it from 10, or in fact you can go even to the minus negative side also. Now the question here is that can we create our own enumerate function or something like that which behaves the same way as enumerate function does? The short answer is yes, we can. In this video, I am going to show you two ways amongst many in which you can create your own enumerate function. Let me copy code from my previous video. By the way, if you have not watched it, then I will give the icon up above and you can go and watch it. So this is it, my list here. Let me copy it and put it over here. What does it is doing? It's a list of four elements, and it is using the enumerate. We are going to convert it into an object, enumerate object. So if I now do here print my list, I am going to get an object. You can see it over here. But how do we see what is inside this object? For that we need to convert it into a list. So if I go over here and do something like this, my list, and run the program again, now here you see we have got some tuples over here, a list of tuples. This is it. So what I want you to pay attention here is that each tuple consists of two elements. First element is the index. So 0, simple. So in this list, simple is at index 0. Second tuple, 1, easy. 1 is the index number and easy is the value, and you can see it over here in the list as well. Now that we know that it is a list of tuples having the index, and each tuple is having index and the value, we can very easily access it. And what I am going to do here is that to access, I am going to use something called a built-in function called next. What does next do? Next is basically a function which is used on an iterator or generator to produce one item by one item. So first of all it will be printing out the first item, then it will be again, if you run it again, then it will be fetching out the next item, that is second. If you use it again, then third, fourth, and so on. And once it is exhausted, once all the items are finished, then it is going to produce something called a stop iteration error. Let's see. So here I am. If I run this program, you see it is giving me the first element. Let me copy it some more time. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 times. And if I run it, you see it over here. First time it is giving me first item 0 and simple, first tuple, then the second tuple, then the third tuple, and then the fourth. So up to here, I think up to here I have given 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the moment it encounters the print next in line number 9, it is going to produce me a stop iteration error, because it has already run through all the items in our enumerator object. If I make it a comment, then it won't be giving me. Check it out. Here you see I am going to use this very particular property or the behavior to create my function. So what I'm going to write here is a while loop, while true, because I do not know how many elements are there, and in my while loop I have already explained while loop is best suited where you do not know the number of iteration in advance. I will give an icon up above. Try index or I or v, whatever you want to call it, is equal to next my list here, and then I am going to print index and value. But once we are done with this, so it is going to throw me a stop iteration error. In that very case, I am going to break out of the loop here. Simple. And I need to create my here the list, so I have just copied it once again. Let me bring it a little down here. Now if I run this program, here you see, so I am getting 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are here the indices, and then simple easy Python and hello world as the values. This output looks good, but one of the main benefits of using the enumerate function was that I could start my index from any number instead of 0. If I wanted to start it from 11, I could do that. So, but here we are getting everything from 0. How do we do that? Very easy. I will come here at the top and let me create a variable called index, and let me ask the user for an input. Enter the start index, and I am going to put typecast everything as an integer or 0. Why? So if the user gives me an index from where they want to start, 10, 11, 20, whatever, then it will start from there. Otherwise 0 is going to be the default. After defining a start index, if you recall index enumerate video, then it takes a start argument also. So I can write here a start is equal to a start index. Now if I run this program, let us say now it is asking me to enter the start index. Let's say I give it here -10. So now here you see -10 simple, -9 easy, -8 Python, -7 hello, and -6 is world. What happens when I do not give any input? I don't enter anything. Then it is going to start from 0. That is good. But let's level up our game. What if I ask you to create a function without using the inbuilt enumerate function? If you notice here, we have been using enumerate function to create our own enumerate. What if I give you a constraint that, okay, no, you cannot use the inbuilt function enumerate to create one? Let's level it up. So here it is our list, and mind it, here I have not used enumerate function like here. Here I have given enumerate, but here I have not given any enumerate. So it's a simple list. Now I am going to define a function, custom function called my enumerate. What it is going to take? It is going to take an iterable. Let us give it some name. I am going to call it iterable, and I am going to give a keyword argument here. Start is equal to 0. Now I am going to write here index is equal to 0 for item in iterable. I am using a for loop. I am going to use here yield, index, and item, and then I am going to increment the index by 1. Yield and next both behave somewhat similar, but there are differences between them. While next is an inbuilt function in Python, yield is a keyword. Yield is used inside a function and it converts it into a generator from which it grabs or it gets one value at a time instead of returning everything at once. So it pauses the function, it stops the function, grabs one value, then again grabs another value, and then grabs the another value, just like next. So now our function is ready. We can start. Here instead of 0, I need to make it a start. Sorry, my mistake. So whenever the user is receiving something other than a start, then it is going to start from the index from that particular point. So now I can write for I comma v in my enumerate, and I am giving my list, and I simply say print I comma v. If I run this program, here you get index 0 simple, index 1 easy, index 2 Python, and so on. Now, but again, coming back to my original question, what if I want to start my list from -10, or index instead of 0, I want it to start from -10? Easy. I come over here and write a start is equal to -10, and we should be good. You see it here. So minus 10 in simple, minus 9 is easy, minus 8 is Python. If you want to further level up your game, then you can think of adding here an option to add a step. So instead of continuous, maybe it is giving you a printout in step values of 2. So after simple, Python is coming and then the world is coming, something like that. Or you can think of using something so that it produces the output into the reverse order. I'm not going to get into all those aspects, otherwise the video will be pretty long, but just to give you an idea. If you ask for my view, I prefer the second way because I'm not using here the inbuilt enumerate function at all, and this is more flexible. I am going to upload all these codes onto my GitHub page and share the link into the description box. If you think you have learned today something, then do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Till that time, happy coding.